Christmas time's just around the corner. We're like the first week in November right now. I've been trying to do this for 2 years. Build little Lionel starter sets up out of all the pieces parts that I have and sell them. And of course, the best time of the year to sell them would be around this time right here. So this is what I've been slowly working on. I had like 10 of these, and you remember I went through and I updated all those here in the summertime. And then the locomotives, and I've been fixing the MPC stuff. We give it a little bit of track. Just a little something to get started. And then I set up each track, clean it up, make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do, the transformer works. So that way everybody's getting a good deal. Then I ran into a couple steamers that the smokers didn't work in them. And I decided, well, we got to fix the smoker. That's the best part. And there's a great smoker that's out there on the market, and I've used it in one of them. If you guys recall the video on this one right here, when I built that, I put in one of these updated smokers, and that thing hemorrhaged the smoke out. So I thought I'd just go ahead and show you guys what this is, how to get it, how to install it. Super easy. Update your smoker and make them like a Marx. Because Marx smokers smoke like nobody's business. And Lionel's over time, or never did something. They're not that good. Let's get into this. Let me show you what I'm doing, what I'm up to here. Working on a 2018, which is a really common entry-level beginner. I've got this all taken apart because I started on it a while ago. Yeah, sure. This over here, this part, we need that. Screws. Oh, here's the tag of what it is. What a mess. We'll get that all figured out here shortly, I'm sure. Here's the smoker. I've already taken it off here. It's wired in right over here on this side of the unit where the power from the track comes in at. This is your main power pickup. This one was completely crusted because of using the pill. When you put the pill in it, and then it melts, and then when it cools off, it hardens again, and then it makes this whole thing like a hard rock candy type of stuff, and they're hard to get into. So you get the old crack torch out, hold it like this, and you burn all this off, and that'll make all that like hard candied stuff come off. Then you can get in there and you can pry this upper lid out. This is the smoking unit right here. It's a piece of mica, and it's got a wire, nichrome, some fancy wire that the guys talk about that's sitting there, and it heats up, and so it makes it smoke. This one here looks like it might have been damaged in this area. People always ask if you can use liquid smoke in a pellet smoker. Yes. The only time that you really couldn't would be on a turbines that's got the smoke bulb, and it's just got that little divot in there, and you'd probably end up overfilling it, and it would splash all over the place. This is your basic smoker. They all look a lot like this. We're not going to use this part anymore at all. We're going to keep this part, and we're going to make sure that when we've cleaned it all out, there was a piece of insulation in here, and this hole right here was plugged up. You see that it comes underneath there, and this is how, when the chugger's chugging, and this is going down the track, going puff, 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 puff. That's how you get the smoke to billow out of this thing, is because it's introducing air in. We got to clean all this up. Clean all this up. Best way to do it is just melt it out. Get you something to let this stuff drip on, and just use a torch and heat that up. Melted it all out. That's all that I've done to this thing. This here is our new updated smoke unit. This comes from a place called Trains in the Attic, and you find this on the eBay, and then this is what the ad looks like when you find it on the eBay. Now this isn't no commercial for Trains in the Attic. I had to buy these things all on my own because they're good product. Ron's not making any money by producing this video other than by you guys watching it. Comes with a new smoke top. What they say to do is take this part right here. This is kind of like the new Wick. It's going to go over that part right there. That's the heating element part. And we're going to bend these things here at a 90. And we want them to go up through these two holes right in here. And it'll end up sitting in there like this. So you got to bend them 90s right at the edge. Now you'll see that one of these holes is big and one hole is little. It's because they want you to put some of this heat shrink on one of these. Why, I don't really know, because this is non-conductive, but hey, who am I to question? We'll heat shrink that on. Take this little piece of insulation right here. This looks like fiberglass insulation. Put the little Pac-Man face it in this direction. Yes. Then this little guy right here, he's going to go in there like so. Now that this is cooled sufficiently, big hole, put the heat shrink up through that one. And then this cap, we're going to put it in like this. So you can see the heating resistor inside there, plus all that material that's in there is going to act like a wick and hold all of this down inside there like it's supposed to be. This is all according to the directions. This ground wire, it'd be really handy to put it right there. So if I was to take this out, am I going to crack that? I hope I don't. Come on out of there now. And if I just put that ground wire facing backwards, we're halfway there to solving this little issue. Absolutely. Now this wire right here is insulated quite nicely. And it was thick enough to use it for the first time for the last 400 years. We're going to use it again. And I'm going to end up soldering it on right here. And then it's going to come back and we're going to use it right there to pick up the juice from the track. Robo strips never work well on this. Never have. Do it the old-fashioned way. This is a stranded wire down inside there. Interesting. When we want to use stranded wire, we want to tin it initially. Keep them tips clean. Drag your cable through all your parts. All your nuts and bolts laying around. Yes. Now when you got a good heat gun, it makes it super easy to tin stuff and to do just work all around. Like if you want to play model railroad and you want to get serious about it, get a super nice soldering station. It's not 1980 anymore. You can pick up one of these things dirt cheap. Now they give you this insulative material right here to protect this, because you don't want it shorting out on the body. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. And then we're going to heat that also. In fact, I just wonder if this stuff would work. I think it's going to be too thin. It's going to work on this. Oh, yeah. All right. That is exactly what I wanted. Heat shrink that down so this won't ground out against the body, the boiler shell. Here's a little something that I've always wanted to do. Since we're talking about smoke fluids, here is some original Lionel. Oh wait, these are from trains. These are the pills. I've seen how they work, how they dissolve, but I thought it'd be interesting to share it with everybody. And let's do this versus some Lionel smoke fluid. This is from the Mount Clemens, Michigan. So this would be the MPC, the after MPC era. I don't know. It's kind of running. And we'll take the old crack torch. Fire it up. And let's just see what happens. I hope this isn't the night that I burn this place down. Oh. Okay, that went a lot faster than I anticipated. Maybe I should get a lighter. I think I'll get a lighter. This went a little fast. Less heat. Yeah, I burned a hole right in that. All right, we're all set up again. I got me a new thing over here made. We use a little Bic lighter to less temperature here. Not a lot of smoke coming out of that. You can see that there's a wet puddle right there. And I believe if we wait long enough that's going to dry up and it's going to get hard again. I've got some drops of the Lionel fluid over here. And that's a lot more smoke. Uh-oh. I didn't really anticipate that. Your kids are playing with this stuff. Jeez. All right. You can see over here that it's gotten hard once again. It's turned into a crusty white. And this is what plugs up the smoke units back in the day. So I would have to say, don't use the pills. You can. They're still out there. They're reproductions ones or something. I found them on the eBay. But it definitely does not smoke as much. Wow. I have waited my whole life, I guess, to do that. And I don't know why, I thought they would just never ever burn. I never thought it would actually catch on fire and burn. So we learned stuff. I guess there's more to these smoke units than a guy gives them credit for. Get it hot, but not too hot. We're a little over halfway through the video right now. Is an excellent time to do classic model trains. Classic model of the week. Do you guys know who this is? Or what movie she played in? Look at the eyes. If you do, put it down below. If you don't, hang out to the end, I'll let you know who it is. Let's get back into doing this update. Let's take this red ring right here, solderless connector. Solderless just means that you can. I'm gonna solder it in because I like the extra benefits of a soldered joint. Let this warm up. I can solder from the back side so we know she's warm. Take this and it's going to be part of our ground. Standard screwdrivers just drive me insane. You use one of these here and it holds that screw. This is some old screwdriver from the 70s, a Vaco K34. Made in USA, so yeah, you know it was made in at least before 1985. Our headlight bracket and our smoker are both going to tie in right over here. If I can twist these both together, it'll make it a lot easier to work with. Let's tin them up. And this area here looks a little thin on the tinning. And that is the updated smoker. Now I wanted to make a smoker update video. I didn't want to make a how to take apart a 2018 Locomotive video. So I've already gone through all this one and did everything to it. I'm going to come back when something important happens. This here, you got to make sure you put it on top of this so it seals the smoky part to the underneath of the boiler part. Basically it sits right there and makes it so the smoke comes out the stack instead of leaking out from underneath of it. And this little spring right here, it's important. It goes in under there, and when you install this part, we'll show it later, it helps push it down and it'll quiet it so it doesn't rattle so much and it makes everything better. So I'll come back for those parts, but right now I gotta make all this and I'm gonna make it into one again. Oh, what's that? Oh yeah, that's important. So here's that little plunger that's going to sit right up in this neck of the woods right here, in these grooves. So we need to throw a little super lube right down in here to help reduce the wear on it. Just some, a little bit. Here and here, put just some more in it. This spring we're going to put in there. And this is what's going to help stop that chatter from this cup flopping in the wind. Right here, centered up. Get all that in there. And this should move freely. And right now I'm not experiencing that at all. So now what's happened? This bend here looks a little unnatural to me. Should I look at another one? I should. That doesn't seem quite right. Here's one from a different Locomotive that's the same but different. It's got different numbers. Yeah, there's different geometries here. Guy never gets a break. I'll get it figured out. It's kind of important when you're putting this in and lining everything up that you tighten up this screw right here to make sure that the dang drive unit is in all the way. That's pretty paramount. I just found out. So we're gonna go with the little spring in there. This back in the little boss ways. And then when you put this on, check it for free movement. Yes, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Man, that was a hassle. So we got that spring in there. And I've got the gasket in up here, centered. That's doing what it's supposed to do. We'll keep on assembling this so we can get ready to test it out. Well, you see, we have it taken apart again. Now, this is the first time I'm doing this, as usual. So instead of just doing it and then taking it apart and doing it again, I just do it raw. I just go into it so we both experience the same thing at the same time. This is like a universal kit. And it came with this gasket here, and it's talking about it's got this new fancier, thicker gasket for better sealing. Well, what ended up happening is that since it sits on top of this smoke unit right here, it didn't allow the front of this to go into the shell deep enough. And then I couldn't get the light bulb to fit because the light bulb is running into the bottom of this right here. Here's the OEM one, and here's so you can see what's going on. This would be a great idea, but we can't. So we're gonna have to use the original little gasket in there so that the whole thing will fit together. These are learning curves that I expect all the time. That's why it's called a learning curve. I'll put it all back together for the 6th time now, and maybe I'll have it. That's all right, though. The lessons that are hardest learned are the ones that are remembered the most. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 19, 20, 21, 22, 27, 28, 29, oops. 30 was a little long. Throw it in neutral here. And, oh, and I got it locked in. Oh, sure. There we go. We'll neutral it. Yeah, the bulb's working. Move, that's a bonus. Cute little 4-car set here. Well, two in a caboose. Waiting to see how long it's going to take for the smoke to start coming out. I would have expected it by now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's going to stink up the house. Absolutely. Well, I got another one going here. The pins have a little bit of corrosion on them. So the low voltage, it doesn't creep very well. You got to kind of max it out some. I think if it's got some run-in time, it'll probably come around, I'm sure. Doesn't smoke as hard as I'd hoped, but it does smoke. I mean, it wasn't doing it at all before, so this is a huge benefit. And since I took that locomotive apart like a week and a half ago, and then I decided to put it together today, it took 3 times as long because I forgot where everything went. Sure. So now I've got this set here to go in that box, and then I'll have this one here to get some track to, and another steam locomotive set up. And then I'm going to have 4 starter sets going on right now. All tuned up, working like they're supposed to, add more track to them, make a railroad empire. I'm not sure if 30 drops is too much. I went ahead and put more in afterwards and drove it around, and it smoked a lot more. I had this little cabin pretty fuzzed up, but those are pretty good little smoke units there if you got one that ain't smoking or the chromium wires broke out. And the price ain't bad for them. I think it was $8, $6, $9. I don't know. I bought 10 of them because I got a lot of steamers here to fix up for sure. We're at the end of the video here. Down to the 33%ers that are still hanging out with us. I'm going to do a little chatting now because the 33%ers is about 14 of you that want to listen to what I have to say. I missed the video last week. I managed to get laid up with a back injury like you wouldn't believe. I didn't do anything. I don't know what had happened. I don't know if it was the stress of dealing with mom or something like that, but I was locked up so dang tight I had to take an ambulance ride down to the ER a couple Sundays ago because I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit, I couldn't lay down. If you ever get those Charlie horses like in your calf muscle, imagine having that in your back where it goes up those muscles and then it pulls you over backwards. Oh, jeez, that hurt. I was down for the count. Down. I'm still kind of down. I couldn't make a video. I couldn't sit long enough to crank one out. It's been about 2 weeks and half a liver and 2 kidneys worth of poison being poisoned later from all the pain pills. Here I am. I decided to get off the booze here about 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks at the beginning of October when all this started happening with mom. I guess it was kind of an accidental good time for it to happen because I didn't have to deal with that. And that's a good thing because I needed every ounce of liver I had left to filter out all them pain pills. Goodness gracious. So we're back on fixing stuff and I'm selling stuff too because I don't have insurance and them ambulance rides and emergency room visits, they're proud of them. Oh my. If you're going to get sick in America, make sure to die because if you live through it without any insurance, shoot. So keep an eye on my eBay classic model trains, the store. I got some stuff listed in there. If you see stuff, I got a couple guys that have seen stuff on the wall I'm dealing with directly. Reach out to me, classicmodeltrains@aol.com. You never know, I might have it up for sale. Because it's come to my conclusion that I'm no longer going to be able to be a mechanic anymore. It's just every time I try to bend a wrench and I bend over and do something, I am locked up. I guess we're going to go into fixing trains, buying them and fixing them. And so far, the retail end of it ain't very good on the local level. That marketplace, boy, what a bunch of waste of timers that thing is full of. Jeez, what are they? I don't even know why they do that. Is it like some sort of pastime just to lead you on and then not show up? And whew. We're going to put this one in the can. It is Sunday night. I'm pretty happy today because I didn't hardly have to take any aspirin, ibuprofen, or acetaminophen. So I'm on the heel. I got a good chiropractor that knows how to whoop me into shape. Thanks to all the 33%ers for hanging out with me. Our classic model of the week. Young actress's name is Candy Clark. She played Debbie in the 1973 movie American Graffiti. She looks a lot better as a brunette than she did that silly blonde with that weird wig on. I tell you what. Thank you to all of the channel members out there with everything you do. I got something coming up I'm putting together for the channel members out there. We got some guys that are reaching the E5 and E6 status. The first sergeants and stuff. They've been members for such a long time now. I'm going to have to make a list. And yes, thank you for all the support with that. We ain't got no snow up here in Montana. It's been like 60 degrees today. This is November 11th. I got to get up to that shed. But I mean, honest to God, October was just a complete write-off, taking care of mom and then getting laid up from a freaking muscle. I think it's from all the stress, and I internalized it. Is what the tree-hugging hippies tell me. Somehow I needed to learn to deal with it, and I didn't deal with it well. I swallowed it all, and then just life is fun to navigate, I'll tell you what. I hope to see you guys again in a little less than a week from now. I'm Ron with Classic Model Trains. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.